What's up, internet world? I almost called us our old name because it was coming to me.
Hmm.
This is the We Trine channel. I'm Leroy. That's Michael. Nerdy by Nature Productions. Michael had a very bad idea to let me lead this off.
We'll see how it
Uh,
goes.
yeah, a lot of people have been having bad ideas lately. Uh, shout out! The World Cup is on right now. Have you heard this story? I find it hilarious. So the Scots are in Boston.
Oh, and they're drinking all the alcohol.
They're drinking all the beer.
Okay.
They haven't started to liquor yet, but
Okay.
they've been drinking the bars out of beer, and they shut Sam Adams down.
Hmm.
And one of the Scots was interviewed in New York, and he said, "Yeah, it's nice, but it's not Boston." And I'm like, man. So my brother-in-law lives in Boston, and he confirmed the story that I heard because Sam Adams tweeted out and the Twitter and the threads that yeah, we underestimated the Tartan army. So I'm
There we
like,
go.
hey man. So shout out to you. Uh we're back. Last time we talked about the PlayStation State of Play, Summer Game Fest. I watched part of last year's and this year's.
Yeah, you did.
Hey man, this is what happens when you got kids and you start drinking.
Yeah.
You don't realize that the show you watched earlier today, Jeff Keighley has on different clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But since we've did that video, Nintendo did their direct, and also Xbox did their showcase.
Hmm.
So we're gonna start with Nintendo. Your verdict.
Um, I, it was fine. I wasn't like, oh man, this is the best thing ever. Um, I think ending with that Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time remake is fantastic.
Mhm.
That's one of the best games ever made. Um,
Oh
I mean, I don't think that's a hot take.
no, no, no! I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah, I like Legend of Zelda.
Well, you continue. I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's one of the best games ever made. It's fantastic. I will play it when it comes out. I will say Nintendo is very steadfast in the way they do things. So this leak has been known for a while that
Yes.
oh Nintendo is working on something.
Hmm.
So what some people thought they would do is oh because people know well, we're going to show a little more of it than just what they did. But Nintendo's like, nah, we
Nope.
got our own plan. We're going to show you 10 seconds of a little boy sleeping, and that have to tide you over until we show you something else.
We're gonna tell you the thing that you already know.
Yeah,
That's what
I mean,
Nintendo did,
yeah, I
and
mean
you're gonna
they
like it.
could have showed more.
No, they weren't.
No, no, I'm saying they weren't. I'm saying they could have. If the game is coming out this year, then they definitely could have showed more.
Here's the thing, and we'll get to this later in the conversation. I'm starting to have more and more respect for the way Nintendo operates, and I'm going to disagree with that statement because we'll get to a company that changes its business practices based on what everybody else thinks. Meanwhile, Nintendo is just Nintendoing and kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, I mean beyond that, I don't know that anything stuck out to me like, oh, I got to play this. Maybe is it Astral Orbitals or something? It's a
Mhm.
co-op game like Split Fiction or It Takes Two, but it's done in like a Ghibli style '70s manga anime. That looks really fun, and it's co-op split screen. But I can't remember what it's called. But that stuck out to me. Um, Kingdom Hearts 4 we know is coming. I have kind of not been on the Kingdom Hearts train in a minute. I enjoyed 1 and 2 when they came out. Simple and clean, fantastic theme song. Never did. I started 3, but I didn't get into it, so I don't know
Here's the
how I
funny
feel about
thing:
4.
this is the 17th game in the franchise, and it's only number four.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah.
That's insane. Um, Overall, do you think it was a strong direct? Do you like if you had to like was it just mid, or were you like if look at it from not a standpoint as a Nintendo person, somebody if you're like trying to talk somebody into buying a Switch, because when me and you talked, you were like if you're going to buy it before September, before the $50 increase, and
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think even if it sucked, I think I give it like a 3 out of 5. It was fine,
okay.
but I think because there is that ticking clock timeline of buy this before the price goes up. Even if it sucked, I would still tell you to buy the Switch now,
Okay.
just as a financial investment. Buy it now before you know it's going to be higher.
Hmm. Sure. If you're gonna
Because
buy
if
one.
anything, if you bought it and never opened it, there's a good chance you could still sell it for more than what you bought, but less than what the retail value is, and make money off of it.
Mm. I mean, I did that with the Nintendo Classics.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, so they had to direct what Monday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Mhm.
and that was following Xbox's showcase on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And me and I started watching it later, and I was the first game out the gate was Gears E Day,
Hmm.
and I was sold. Um, Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises. It's one of the reasons why I bought an Xbox. It's the first game I played on an Xbox One, Gears 5. Yeah, because four was on Xbox One and then five. I'm trying to
Maybe
remember.
that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Um, Five was the game I actually bought, and you taught me in the Game Pass, and I really enjoyed it. Um, what else stood out? What stood out to you? Because I
I'm
would say
trying
the
to go
showcase
back
for
now, and I can't. I don't even. I have to look it up, which I guess kind of speaks to the point that I don't remember anything of it. Xbox
we had Fable.
case.
You
Fable
had
looked good. I didn't realize that was Haley
Hill
Atwell.
Atwell. Well, as soon as she started talking, I knew that was her. But it also might be because I just finished watching Dead Reckoning like 2 weeks ago. So
Well, I mean,
like,
I think it's because she's a white lady. That's why she stood out to you.
never beaten these allegations, am I?
Yeah. Um.
But
Let's
yeah,
there.
we had what is it? Magicians. You had
Oh, that
uh
game looked interesting. That was a cool premise.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a game where a person has a wand except for Harry Potter and is doing stuff, but I like it.
So I will say this. I thought the showcase was a 4 out of 5. I
We got
won't
we got it. We got a new Cinema game from the Hellblade developers.
we're gonna get to that. Yes. I noticed that it didn't have Hellblade, it just said Senua, which I thought was interesting. The Halo campaign evolved, Persona Persona 6.
That was a waste
Um
of time.
really?
That was nothing. That is another one where we know they're working on a Persona 6. Don't give me a 3 second thing that says Persona 6.
So you're
That's
not
nothing.
so
Or if you're
I
gonna give me that in a world where we don't know it's coming.
okay.
That's my thing is
Okay.
I enjoy the Persona games, but don't give me 3 seconds to say Persona 6. Give me something else.
Okay. I respect that. Um I really thought this was a 4 out of 5. I thought this showcase was really good. I thought having now I will admit I got sucked into the Gears E Day developer video in that separate stream. I
Mhm.
literally stopped watching the showcase and kept watching all the different things about E Day, the way they built the city, the fact that you're never going to leave the city, the fact that it was over a 72-hour period. Um, I soaked all of that in. The fact that they tried to remake that feeling from the 360 days, and I don't know if you paid attention, it played the song
Mad
from
World?
yes, Mad World.
Hmm.
So if you go back and listen to the original premiere trailer for E-Day when Marcus Phoenix is fighting the Locust, that's a very slowed down version of Mad World in that trailer. And then they wanted it to feel like that trailer, that original 360 trailer. And that's what they took their inspiration for E-Day. And I was like, mind blown. So I got sucked in. I think I texted you. You texted me, did you know it was exclusive? Because you were like, did you call that? And I,
Mhm.
because we had talked about exclusives and all that other stuff.
Oh, and Clockwork Revolution, that was the other one.
Yes.
When you talk
Um,
about exclusives, go ahead.
mhm. I told you E-Day makes me want to buy an Xbox. I that's how much I love Gears. Seeing E-Day, seeing that it's exclusive, knowing I can't play it unless I get an Xbox made me start looking at used Xbox prices. Not gonna lie. That's how much I love that franchise. And then after all that high from that showcase, how many days later?
Mm, maybe 2 or 3?
Two or three?
Because I feel like the Nintendo thing happened before the Xbox thing, so maybe Wednesday or so?
Yeah, like Wednesday or Thursday. Hold on, let me
Oh, no,
see.
today is Thursday, so I guess it must have maybe it was Tuesday.
Hold on, let me see. Because I'm gonna look at when I texted you the article. Nope, Monday.
Oh, it was Monday. Wow.
Monday when the shoe dropped.
Okay.
Because I texted you about my book coming, and you were like,
Your porno book.
and I was like, I believe you mean my art book, and
Yeah.
that at 4 o'clock, 3:53, I sent IGN's head of Xbox Game Studio steps down amid growing concern over layoffs and possible studio shutdowns, and you said it looks like the studio that made South of Midnight is getting shut down. I said that sucks, and you said, yeah, I saw those people were leaving. And I said, right when I was about to praise Xbox. And then I said at 7:39, Ninja Theory as well.
Mhm.
And we got a list of all the different studios that could be on the chopping block. So I guess we back to stepping on rakes.
It's very weird because I didn't think I would say this. I I kind of feel for Asha Sharma in the
Really?
sense that yes, she is coming into something that she didn't help build, and she has to turn around.
Okay.
And for that standpoint, I mean, it sucks as people are losing their jobs, but I don't know what she does to fix it.
I I understand it from that standpoint, but I am still going to bring up the initial way she was introduced. And I have a big problem. Even though I am not a Phil Spencer fanatic, I am not a Sarah Bond hater or fan. The way they unceremoniously got rid of the two of them stuck out to me. And the way they introduced her. Now, granted, they did it because there was an article coming out about Phil leaving and all that stuff, and they had wanted to get out in front of it. I still feel like you should have given it time and said we will address the changes when we find it appropriate. Who gives a shit what the article said? Then the hit piece came out about Sarah Bond. And it was very interesting the lack of things said about Sarah, and only Phil brought up Sarah.
Mhm.
I don't have any sympathy for Asha only because you took this job, you knew what this job was, and I feel like they tried to sell the public this front facing everything's great, and they tried to build a lot of goodwill because this was coming. And if you remember, we both said this was coming.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't feel bamboozled by it because I feel like as you said, we called it.
No, I don't feel bamboozled. I feel like other people are bamboozled. I feel like a lot of people bought into last year's showcase and was like, "This is the greatest Xbox showcase." Um, they can't say they don't have the games anymore. It was great, and I think a lot of people were bamboozled, and I think they were blindsided with this showcase that reinforced. They brought the price of Game Pass back down, they made it seem as if, oh, Sarah Bond's gone, Phil's gone. This is a new day.
I mean, it
Same
is
old,
a new day.
same old Xbox.
It is a new day because I think
No,
Usher
it's not.
Sharma is going to do more cuts than what Phil and Sarah were doing.
Oh, I agree with that.
We're about to have the red wedding in real
I
life here.
There's a reckoning coming in July.
Yeah. Um, I do feel Compulsion Games is interesting because I only know the two games they had: the South of Midnight and
Contrast in
We Happy
2013,
Few.
and don't for Contrast in 2013.
I don't know that game.
So Contrast and We Happy Few happened before they were bought
Right,
by Xbox.
right. I played We Happy Few, and it was kind of supposed to be like a Bioshock light.
Yeah, you were really
And
high on that game.
Wendy and I played it. We stopped playing it. We just like, whatever.
Really,
Yeah, it didn't hit like Bioshock did.
you were
Um,
really high on that game because we watched. Was it the game? Was it the Game Awards or the showcase or what was it that we watched? And you were really high on it because I was like, eh, and I was like, oh yeah, that was cool, but it didn't interest me.
yeah, didn't finish it. I did finish South of Midnight,
We
which
talked
I
about
thought
that.
was a fun game. A lot
Mhm.
of things they could have improved upon, and I thought maybe they would get that chance in a sequel. Um, don't know what's going on with that. I think the latest is on all these studios that might be closing. They are trying to work out deals to maybe get their independence back to buy their own studio back from
Mhm.
Xbox, which I hope that works out and they're able to get their studios back.
Or to get somebody to buy them or finance them so that they can be independent again.
Yeah, to me, the thing that is wild is to
Ninja
show
Theory.
to show a game from a studio that you'd be like, yeah, check this out. Also, you can buy them if you want. That is some gangster shit.
Not only some this is not me. I did not say this. What Xbox did was, hey man, I'm gonna break up with this girl, but you should date her. That's what they did. They literally did. I don't want her, but you should date her.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the most diabolical thing out of all of this. That they knew they were going to shut that studio down. They still let him roll that game out. They still let them believe there was a chance.
Hmm.
Like you're dating someone, and I'm using as a guy, as a girl, because I am a guy. I've never been in this situation, but basically, you and this person are dating. She's believing it's going to work. Meanwhile, you're texting in a group chat to your friends, hey man, she's good to go. Unbeknownst to her, she's thinking, oh, we have a long term commitment coming up. And you're shopping her around.
Hmm.
That's the most diabolical thing I think that has come out of this. And people asked, why would you show a game for a studio you're going to shut down? And then we found out, I think it was GameFile or GameBiz reported this is, yes, they were shopping it. I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have never seen this before. I have no,
Historians and the super nerds in the chat let us know if we've seen something like this. I mean, this is wild.
to show a
Um,
game and then shut the studio down, but then also say, we don't want it, but you for this low, low price.
yeah. Um, yeah. It's just that is one where I'm like, okay, again, I was trying to slightly defend Asha in the way she was coming in and stuff, but this one is like, nah, you could have, you didn't have to do them like this.
And this is where I have to back up and say, I am two things. One, we a lot of times look at things in a vacuum. We look at it without contrast, without context. I thought Phil was okay. I understood why people had such an affinity for Phil because he played the games. He was from inside Microsoft and Xbox. This is the only job he's ever had within Microsoft. So I understood the affinity for him. But I also understood one of the things that a lot of people are failing to recognize, this change of culture that's happened within Xbox. When Phil bought these studios and Phil gave them a mandate, there wasn't a mandate of you have to hit certain data points as far as sales. He
Hmm.
told them, make good games, win awards, you will be part of the catalog for Game Pass. And as the world changed and as the market changed, the demands and the goals of these companies changed.
Hmm.
What they had to do changed. And I think it's very unfair that Compulsion, who made by all accounts, a very good game, critically acclaimed game, won awards. I think it won some BAFTAs. Um, had one represented the South in a very good light. Because let's be honest, the South is hardly ever depicted positively. Featured a black female protagonist positively. Was not crapped on, but didn't get the hate, the vitriol, a lot of games when there's a female protagonist. And it wasn't good enough because the market changed. And that sucks. That, and I think a lot of these studios are getting shut down, closed because of bad decisions by executives. Now, granted, we did just talk about two executives who have lost their jobs, who are no longer with the company. But I also feel like you're letting those two go ahead of the thousands of people you're about to let go. You're trying to garner goodwill once again to control the narrative to make it seem as if this is a different Xbox. And to me, this is the same old Xbox, the same old Microsoft. You don't know what you're doing. You're stepping on rakes.
So, in your mind, what would Asha have to do to show that this is a new Xbox? Because to me, I
Um,
feel like this is a new Xbox. It just means that people are getting fired. Because I think Asha is here to be like, "Yo, we need to slim down and get people in shape," and that means people gonna get fired.
I think I think she has been honest in one aspect, and Microsoft has been honest. In the last couple of talks, I think they are trying to get out in front of to control the narrative of Xbox is not profitable. And I think that is the best thing they can do, but they're not as honest as they should be.
Mm.
And what that means is they are still trying to figure it out. And I think they need to be honest with that because you have two competing schools of thought right now. Are you a video game company that manufactures first party titles, exclusive titles, and hardware? Or are you Sega and you're just a publisher?
Hmm.
And they have not figured that out yet. And that's the biggest problem because you're still trying, because you're at one hand blaming the old administration for the problems that you're in, but then coming up and saying, we're getting back in the hardware business. Well, how are you going to get back in the hardware business when you've told us our hardware sales suck and we're not profitable? And the only way to get profitable is by doing things differently. And yes, I agree that she did not buy these companies. I agree with all of that. However, Satya Nadella needs to come down and be honest with Xbox fans and say the buck stops with me. I made mistake because I go back to Nintendo. When Nintendo makes mistakes, what happens?
I don't know what happens.
Executives take pay cuts.
Sure,
And
yeah,
and
like
and
they'll their salary would be $1 or something like that. Sure.
mhm. I would I know this is naive. I know what I'm about to say, but where is the accountability at Xbox with the higher ups? Because what they tried to do was they tried to do the full 3 card Monty. Everything Phil did was greenlit by Satya.
Hmm.
Now all of a sudden, you're not profitable. We got to make some changes. Everything's on the table. We could sell Xbox. Which one are you? Are you a console maker or are you a publisher? Before we thought E Day was supposed to go to the PlayStation along with Fable, Forza, and Halo. And then no, it's exclusive. You pulled, there's also reports that Xbox pulled a Halo trailer from Sony. And so that relationship is a little frayed. I just, all of these reports recently leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I feel like all of this goes back to a philosophy switch that you should have stuck with. Because now you have competing philosophies with Game Pass, exclusives. We're getting back into hardware. Also, we're not profitable.
Do they have competing philosophies? I feel like they have the philosophy, but they need time to implement it.
Their philosophy is we got to make some money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the bottom line is they got to make some money. The problem is you bet on something. The problem is you bet on something and you have had a bad problem in the past of making bad bets. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not coming down just on Microsoft and Xbox for this because Sony's over there effing up left and right because Jim Ryan commissioned what 11 live service games
A
and
lot of them.
all of those have tanked except for one, Helldivers. We're still in the what's going to happen to Marathon. You canceled Destiny, um Concord, uh what's the other one? The Splatoon whatever live service rip off that they tried to do. Um
Oh, with the soap and the stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh. They canceled not Insomnia, Naughty Dogs uh multiplayer game, the factions, whatever. All Sony did the same thing. The only difference is Sony still has first party titles that they keep producing, and they're selling PlayStations 2 to 1 to Xboxes, whatever they're selling. Um, Sony is not absolved with the PlayStation how they've run that, but it's just Xbox continues to make these mistakes.
So, do you think there is a path going forward for Xbox and Asha Sharma? I mean, do we have to just let her cut all this stuff out and see what happens?
That's what's going to happen, and it all and it. So here's the thing: you and I both said because I called it. I said when they bought. And here's the other thing: we have to go back because again, prisoner of the moment. It's easy to say now, do not buy Activision Blizzard. Now, I'm gonna toot my own horn. I said don't do it then. I said this
Mhm.
is a bad bet. And everybody was like, just let it happen. There are 3 people whose names in my head that I have every day that I curse who literally said, just let it happen. But we cannot look at that decision in a vacuum. The reason why they bought Activision Blizzard was one, they were not being able to publish their own games. Activision Blizzard was a steal at $69 billion because you and I talked about Bobby Kotick was a trash human.
Mhm.
And Activision Blizzard was getting hit left and right with suits for harassment, um, bad work practices. Bobby Kotick was accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault. And so Microsoft came in and was like, hey, man, we'll buy you, we'll straighten this out. And at the time, Call of Duty There was one coming out every year. Call of Duty had Modern Warfare they brought back. You had they were able to get into mobile gaming. They got what else did they get? World of Warcraft. So it did seem like a good deal. But once again, they were trying to hit a moving target on a boat. And as you bought that, you had a protracted legal battle with the FTC on through and with multiple countries because remember, they had to fight it in the UK, they had to fight it here stateside. So that's legal fees. You had to merge a huge corporation within to your infrastructure. You released a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 that was not well received. You released a Call of Duty this last year that was so bad Battlefield was ever to overtake you. Um, so a lot of things happened that was outside of their control.
Hmm.
So I, but at the end of the day, you bought them. You didn't have to buy them. You had ZeniMax. You could have stuck with that. And I think another thing that Xbox and Microsoft did a poor job and poor steward of, what is Xbox's marquee franchises? Like if you had to name, hold on, let me back up. What is Nintendo's marquee franchises?
I mean, you got Nintendo, you got Zelda, you got
No, no, I mean like characters. They're franchises. So like
their
Mario,
franchises. Their franchises are the characters. Which one?
characters, franchise characters.
Mario, Link. Um,
Metroid.
yes, Samus is interesting. I mean, honestly, depending on where you are, you could say the Splatoon characters because that game is huge in Japan.
Would you
Like
say Pokemon?
that was interesting because it's co-owned by Nintendo. I mean, yeah, it is Nintendo, but it's co-owned by Nintendo and Poker Freaks or Poker Company or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah,
What's one of the things that is very What's one of the things Nintendo has been doing very well that me and you have talked about that Sony is doing now?
what making you buy stuff over and over?
Not just that, but also that's number one. But also producing content outside of the games that makes
Oh,
you want to then go buy the game.
sure.
And then having a game ready for you once you watch that thing.
Hmm.
So Mario has two movies out, probably made what? Would you say over $1 billion between the
Oh,
two?
definitely, because I know the first one made over a billion. I think the second is on its way to doing that if it hasn't yet.
We're gonna get a Legend of Zelda and Link series or movie.
A
We know
movie.
we're getting a Metroid something. We we've had a Detective Pikachu movie. We've got the cartoon series still going on. So their characters, they are doing a good job, a good steward of their franchises. Let's look at Sony. We're getting a God of War TV show, The Last of Us hitting on all cylinders. They've done a good job of having Spider-Man and then having Marvel help cross promoting. You've got that. You've got what else? Now, we could criticize them by saying they haven't had an Uncharted on this platform. We haven't seen anything from Naughty Dog outside of Intergalactic. Uh, they still got Final Fantasy.
That game may not be real.
I believe it's real. But we have seen them promote and do a good job of getting their character. We Astrobot. There's talks of an Astrobot something. Um, what's what is Xbox's marquee franchises?
I mean, it'd be Halo, be Gears.
Okay, Halo, Gears. What else?
Honestly, now Forza, people are really looking at Forza.
Forza. That's three.
Um, you would say Fable, but we haven't seen Fable in a minute. But people are excited for
Mhm.
Fable.
True, but with everything we just mentioned, what's the other one that's right out there that really gave them a spark? Fallout.
Who?
Fallout.
Yeah, see, it's interesting because even though they own that, I still don't feel like it's an Xbox franchise because it
You know
comes
why?
everywhere.
It comes everywhere, and they have not done a good job of making that, because you and that's the thing that I think I I'm very upset with Xbox and Microsoft to a certain extent. You had a Halo TV show. We watched the first season. We both did not like it to the point where we never watched the second one. And the second one we heard was pretty good. Was better than the first. You have yet to get anything Gears off the ground. The Fallout TV show is excellent, season 1 and season 2, to the point where you saw a increase in game sales and all the franchises across all of the games, but you didn't have anything new out when this hit. Um you talked about Fable. How hard would it be to actually make a Fable TV series? We've seen Vox Machina, The Mighty Nine, World Wheel of Time. We're about to get a dungeon crawler series from
Oh, with
Netflix.
Carl the
Yep.
Dungeon Crawler, or whatever.
We've gotten a brand new Harry Potter show coming out. Like, that's the stuff that I feel like Xbox has not done a good job of. All of that stuff matters in this new culture. And the problem with Xbox is, sorry, kick my computer. They continue to try to allow, instead of creating culture, which those other two companies have done, they keep trying to chase culture and being behind the times and a step behind when they
Yeah.
actually have culture and a market share that is unique to them. You have convinced me Game Pass is the future.
Well,
I,
I
I,
I I still stand by it, but
I'm with you. I'm a
I could
believer.
see if it goes away. Like I understand why. I think
Here's
it's
the
a great
thing,
value, but it is
but they've
it's tough to keep it
mismanaged
up.
it. They've
Yeah,
mismanaged it.
yeah.
But the concept of Game Pass is still sound. But they mismanaged it. Am I wrong?
I don't know if it is sound. I think it's sound as
Really?
long as you can continue to get people to into the infrastructure, but their install base has stagnated and they're not getting more people to sign up.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You have it. You have the service. You bought 3 years of the service.
Mhm.
Why is that? Why is it becoming stagnant?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy playing games on it all the time. I mean, eventually you run into this issue of how do you get new games on the service and how do you make money off of it? I don't know. I enjoy it, but it is kind of like are games being devalued because they're on on the system? I don't know.
To me, I feel like it is a good service. If I bought an Xbox, again, I would buy the service. But the problem that I have with the service is that it is not a all encompassing service where, and the problem is, and I say this as someone who is like, I'm not trying to be Tony Stark, but when you have these type of companies, you have to be a futurist in a certain in a way. You cannot chase what is popular now. You have to chase what you think will be popular later on.
Hmm.
Everybody chased the live service. The problem is Fortnite isn't just a live service. Fortnite actually is a social media hub.
Yeah.
It's where everybody plays games. It's where kids, when they leave school, they talk to their friends on Fortnite. They get together. There are concerts in Fortnite. We talked about uh it wasn't Aesop Rocky, was it? Who was it who just did a concert not too a couple of years ago?
Travis Scott,
Was it
maybe,
Travis Scott? Yes.
maybe.
Fortnite is a part of culture, and Xbox used to be culture, and that has changed where they no longer innovate culture, and that's what's going on right now. Where not only have they mismanaged their first party titles, they're no longer innovating. You have Halo is your number one franchise. Halo Infinite was supposed to be one of your launch titles for your new console. What happened with that franchise? We hadn't seen Fable since they did whatever that game was. We hadn't seen Fable in almost 20 years. Forza, you've done a pretty decent job of, but then you shut down half. What was the company, the studio that they shut down that was doing for other Forza games? I'm trying to remember right now. It's late.
I don't think I shut any Forza companies down.
No, they did shut down one company that was doing. Shit. Now you got me looking it up. Hold on, let me take a sip of my cup. Also, Jason Schreier has done a very good video of how we got here, and uh, hold on. Turn 10 Studios. Turn 10 Studios got shuttered. Remember, they moved everybody off of that and put them on other stuff. Um, that's what the studio I was thinking of. But I watched Jason Schreier, and thank you for introducing me to him. He's got a YouTube channel. Check him out. He's only got like 4 or 5 videos up, but all of them well sourced, well researched because of the articles he's been doing in Bloomberg. He talks about how Xbox got here, and he talks about Bobby uh, Matrick, Don Matrick. He talks about that the original sin that Xbox had of bringing the Connect and having that $100 difference between the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. He talks about, and all of these things cascaded in a sense and dooming Xbox.
So Turn 10 is still around, but they don't have as many people.
No, they laid off like a bunch of people, like
Right.
over 90% of, or over 50% of the staff. I don't remember what the number was, but they're a shell of what they used to be.
Yeah.
But going back to when you talked about is Game Pass a viable service? I think you have to change Game Pass to a elite, more like you have to turn it into a loyalty program. If you have Game Pass, your digital games cost less. If you
Mhm.
buy this game X, you get this. All of the Xbox stuff that we make, whether it's Halo, whether it's Fallout, you get this. Amazon is not hurting for money. Make the deal with Amazon where if you have Amazon Prime, yes, you can watch Fallout. But if you have Game Pass, you can see it 3 or 4 days before Amazon. Whatever you need to do, you need to make Game Pass the thing you have to have, which
Mhm.
HBO used to do. HBO made you have to have HBO because you had to see what was going on in Sopranos, The Wire, Oz, Game of Thrones, 6 Feet Under. It wasn't television, it was HBO. That's what Game Pass has to be. That's what Xbox has to be. They have to get back and tap into they are the culture. Because if you remember, you and I were both there when 360 was the console to have.
Yeah.
It wasn't the PS3.
No.
As a Sony person, as a person who loves Sony, I owned a 360, played Mass Effect, played Gears, didn't really play Halo. Um, Bulletstorm, uh, not Hi-Fi Rush. What's the game on the rails, the shooter rails game that you always talk about?
Oh yeah, for Xbox One. Dang, because
The
it's made
people who
by
made Hi-Fi,
Insomniac.
yeah.
Xbox game made by Insomniac.
But yeah,
Sunset Overdrive. There we go.
yes, that's it. The game that everybody wants a sequel or a remake of.
Yeah.
Um, I just think it's more of the same. I think that to me, this is more of the same because you and I both know when those emails dropped and those memos dropped, there's a bloodbath coming. You called it their red wedding. Um, and I don't, and I do not want that because after that showcase, I was ready to buy an Xbox. I really
Mhm.
was. I was ready to buy an Xbox. I'm gonna say this: I was ready to buy an Xbox after that showcase over a Switch, even though I knew the Switch price was going up.
Hmm.
That's how much I enjoyed both of those showcases.
Mhm.
And then these all this comes out, and I'm like, well, you guys don't know what the f you're doing. So why should I invest? Once again, why should I invest in your company and buy this system when 9 days before your showcase, you're telling people, oh yeah, we know people can't afford $1,000 console. The next one that comes out.
Yeah.
So if nobody can
Yeah,
afford
I'm curious what's gonna happen with that. Like, what is their plan for the new console? Because we know they're
continue,
gonna make one.
hmm how much is
It's
it going
in
to
the
cost?
works. Yeah, I don't know.
You tell me what your big brain, because I've been talking for a little bit. Tell me what your big brain is thinking, because you know more about this. You read the tea leaves, you play the games, you have all three systems.
I mean, they said the people can't afford it, so I don't know if they're gonna work on some sort of hopefully they can get people into a payment plan or something because they got to sell it for $1,000
You think so?
just as a minimum.
Do you think?
If the PlayStation 5 Pro is what, $900 now?
Mhm.
Let's see, PS5
Now there has been some sales on it.
Pro
There
is
has been some.
899, $900.
There
So
has
that's
been
the
some
current
sales
gen system.
on it.
I think the new system has to be at least $100 more, especially if they talk about, oh, this thing is high end and they're doing all this stuff. Um, in order for them to not lose money on it, I don't know how you sell it for less than $1,000. I don't know how you get people to buy it. I mean, I don't have $1,000 to drop on a new console.
Would you buy the new one?
No, I don't have $1,000.
What? Two
Not to
questions.
spend on that. I got other stuff that I got a car
I,
payment to pay for now.
I understand. What I'm about to ask you something because I have an idea. Xbox, tune into this because I'm about to save your company. Um, what would make you buy a new Xbox?
I would need to see what the games are and what the price is going to be because right now I'm so happy with the consoles we have now.
Hmm.
I have so many games that I have bought and not played that I can continue to play. And I don't know how much more realistic I need a game to look. At this
Agreed.
point, I don't need it to be so realistic. I just need the art direction. That's why I
Agreed.
love something like Nintendo games because the art direction is what sells those games.
Agreed. Would you buy a new Xbox? This upgraded Xbox. If Elder Scrolls, the new Fallout, and Halo were console exclusive.
No.
Really?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I've never finished a Fallout game or an Elder Scrolls game, so those don't mean
Okay.
anything to me.
Understandable.
I get what
But
you're saying, but like for me, those don't matter because I've never finished those.
would do you think that would move the needle? If they because
Maybe.
Asha said they're going back to console exclusives. They've got a deal that they cannot do that with Call of Duty for at least 10 years. You have not made that deal with Elder Scrolls 6, Fall whatever this Fallout game, whatever if they did a New Vegas 2,
Hmm.
I think you have to go that route in order to push that console. And here's the other thing you need to do. What I would do, trade in your old Xbox and you get a discount on the new one. You get
Oh, you
however
mean
you
like through Microsoft, not through GameStop or something?
Mhm.
Sure. Okay.
you and then Those old Xboxes that you get, sell them on your site, give them away. Whatever you need to do, buy Goodwill, give them to orphans, give them to war-torn countries.
Hmm.
Start parachuting Xboxes into Ukraine, Afghanistan, whatever you need to do to garner some goodwill. You do that and you make the next Xbox. Because here's where I would buy a new Xbox. It comes with a disk drive. It reads anything Xbox has made.
Sure.
You make $1,000 system, it better play Sylphied, Lost Planet, the Halo 6. It better play everything if it's
Hmm.
$1,000. That's how you get me. You make Game Pass an all around, not just a video game. You start offering movies, you start offering, you have to make your thing and breed loyalty.
I
And
don't know
you
about movies because then you start getting into what Xbox One was, where oh, it's your entertainment system. That didn't work out for them.
here's the thing, it didn't work out for them because we weren't ready for it. We weren't. And I will say this, I I think they gave up too quickly. I think the DRM, I think the always online stuff, I think that because remember at the time, what were they trying to do? They were trying to cut GameStop out of the deal.
Hmm.
They were trying to get you had to have online only because we needed to make sure that the game you bought wasn't a secondhand game. The problem that Xbox faces is that their digital library lost out to PlayStation and Sony because all of those games that Sony started giving people deals on, you have your digital library. Phil Spencer talked about this. Game Pass has to be the thing that you have to have. You have to make it like a Visa card. You have to make it where if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you get $20 off of going to whatever, whether it's Ruth Chris or Six Flags. You get discounts for digital games. Get people to build their digital library so that when they get that next system, you have to breed that loyalty because that is what's going to save you.
Hmm.
And I don't know if they know how to do that because right now they're all over the place.
I mean, we'll see what Asha does here in this coming July before the next their quarter ends, and
Yep.
how many jobs they're trying to cut to bring in money for the investors. We'll see.
We have not talked about it. We haven't brought up AI. Um, there's reports that when they've asked, um, is it the coalition who does Gears?
Yeah.
Could the coalition was interviewed and they talked about AI and they were like, they didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing, but they were like, FAI, we have game developers, our art, we're not using that. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Asha Sharma has an AI background. How long before the art games, the south of Midnight's are no longer viable, and you have to have a hit like a
I
Call of
mean,
Duty?
they're already no longer viable.
That's my point. Where you have to certain sale metrics you have to hit because we're not in the art business, we're in the moving units business, and
Yeah.
AI is the way they make that happen.
Yeah. Wrap
Uh,
this up, sir.
yeah, this has been too much doom and gloom. Oh, I'm watching Landman.
I saw you in our chat talk about that.
I was not ready for this show.
I mean,
I
Billy
was not.
Bob don't mess around. Billy
It's
Bob
not
do
Billy Bob. Billy, I'm gonna tell you right now, Billy Bob might be the sanest person on this show. If you have not seen it, I'm only on episode 3. I'm just saying, Billy Bob just seems like the one person in this show who's like, this is my life, and I'm just doing the best I can. Um,
Now is that in the Yellowstone universe?
no, you know what? I don't know. It's Tyler Sheridan or
Okay.
Taylor Sheridan. He's directed a few the first 3 episodes he's
Mhm.
directed, I want to say. Um, I wanted to watch it because I love all the actors. John Hamm, muh, that is a beautiful white man. I really would love to have seen John Hamm as Superman. Like he has that look,
Mhm.
and he looks great in this. Him and Demi Moore, love that couple. Power couple, love them. Vote for them. They're beautiful. Um, Watching Landman, just finished Linus season 2. Zoe Saldana, bravo. You are the one of the best actresses working, and I hate your character on Linus. You are the worst. Um, Lower Decks, I'm on season 5. Gonna miss you when you're gone. Uh, Playing Resident Evil 4, loving it. Never want to live in that universe.
Yeah.
What you playing? What you watching?
I finally finished Spider-Man Noir. That was fun. I like that a lot.
Nick Cage?
Hmm.
Is he Nick Caging?
He is, and it's fantastic.
Did you
He
watch it
he
in
fits
color
that
or
world
black and
perfectly.
white?
I did color.
Oh,
Yeah. Because it's 2026. Um, that was that was fantastic. Um, I think I have about 80 to 90 hours in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I have no idea where I am in the story because I've kind of just been going on to the map. I have a bad issue with maps like that where I have to check off everything on the map. So a lot of times I will go off and do all the side stuff before I do the main missions because I need this checked off the map.
question. When
Mhm.
you play the game and you log back in, because you're playing it on PlayStation, right?
Yep.
Does it give you X% of story complete?
I think it does, but I have it like in suspended mode, so it essentially it just
I want to know what the
picks right
story
back up.
complete. That's what I want to know. I want to know how much of the story complete you have.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure.
I would love to know that because if you put that many hours in, I'd love to know how much of the actual main mission stories that you have actually done.
Yeah, I am definitely over well, I'm playing on normal, so
Mhm.
everything is scaling to me, but I am like level 52 and I probably should be level 20 or so. I've just done so much extra stuff. They're like, "Oh, yeah, we're just gonna buff you out."
What you watching besides Spider-Man Noir? Because you talked about that.
That's really been it. I have not had a chance to really do anything because
Widow's Bay.
oh yeah, I am watching Widow's Bay. I'm episode 2, really liking that.
Wait,
I
episode
won't.
2.
Yeah,
When
maybe episode 3.
when I saw you, you made it seem like you were like further in. That's why I'm shocked. Okay,
No, either episode 2 or episode 3. Really like it. And somebody else said this, so I can't take credit for it. Some podcast I was listening to, they
step your
said the
game up.
main character of the show is like a live action version of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That
And
is true.
if you know that cartoon, you're like, oh yeah, I see it exactly.
Very true.
Yeah.
They,
In
whoever
all
said
the
that,
best ways possible.
whoever said that, hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. I
Very
was
good.
like, yeah, this is very good. Because that character is just trying to survive
And
in
doing
crazy
it badly.
situations.
And doing it
And
badly.
people who know the channel know I do not like scary stuff. This
Take
isn't
that.
very scary. It's got a few tense moments, but it's more funny to me than anything, and that's how I'm able to get through it.
Let's see if you keep that same energy when you get to the season finale.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm like, I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched Maternal Instinct Thursday. As no wait, I watched it Wednesday. Or was it two? I watched it this week. True story. Worst movie I've ever seen. Documentary. I've watched all the Saw movies. I've watched European horror, Hostels. What happens in that movie is the worst thing I've ever seen. I had to watch Widow's Bay as a palate cleanser to wash. I had to watch the season finale of Widow's Bay to wash that out of my mouth. That's how bad Maternal Instinct was. I know people who have not finished it. It is the worst thing I've ever seen. Um, yeah. So
Like, comment, subscribe on that.
deuces. Hey, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
We free.